all of her productions, either to imply that they are temporary and finite, or that their perfection must be wrought by toil and pain. So what does this mean in simpler language? Um, so basically, it's saying that nature is inherently imperfect. And to make something quote unquote perfect, you have to break the laws of nature in order to do so. And nature is the right way of the world. It's how something comes naturally. Societal standards determine what we think of as perfect, but it often conflicts with the natural state of being.
Good.
And basically, by striving for perfection, he's broken, maybe even disrespected the laws of nature. Like saying, this is nature, this is so close to perfect, but it's not perfect, and that's not good enough for me.
Good.
Yeah, it just says, find another excerpt of phrase in the story that suggests what the Birthmark symbolizes. So I just found, you have rejected the best the earth could offer.
Okay.
And yeah, basically just using that as textual evidence, just kind of to expand on that. Birthmark is applied by a societal standard, but she was the best that the earth could offer that could live up to almost a perfect societal standard. And he just kind of rejected that because it wasn't quite good enough.
Okay, good. Yeah, so at its heart, a lot of the main ideas with this story are the imperfections of nature. So nothing is perfect. Nature is not perfect, and but yet we have this man, and you find it kind of interesting that Almer falls very much in love with Georgiana, and seems to not be at all bothered by her birthmark, but it's when they have been married, after they get married, then it starts bothering her. Isn't that marriage? Isn't that what you think's cute beforehand becomes extremely annoying, a year later. When you've been married, it's not so cute anymore. So anyway, really different nerves. So, but yeah, that was okay until they didn't, got married, and then all of a sudden it's really bothering her. Not her. Well, it starts bothering her when he brings it up. Then she becomes, just roast out by her own self that she has this imperfection. So she doesn't feel that way about it until he starts making a big deal of it. So, but that is a lot of what's going on here. Is that nothing is perfect, and even though she's, beautiful in every way, she has this one little tiny, what he perceives to be a flaw. Although most men don't look at it that way. Most men like it, or thought it was pretty and cute, or I don't know, whatever. She didn't seem to be bothered by it. So it was a man of science, of course, that is bothered by it. I don't know. All right, good. Good job. Did y'all have another? Oh, you just said those two, right?
Yeah, just read.
All righty. Okay, y'all want to go ahead and go, Tiffany and Natalie?
This one was on page 5 or whatever. The Almer creates a plant that quickly grows, blooms into a flower, and then dies in the hands of Georgiana. What is this plant and its quick demise symbolize? I think it's like his experiment on her, and that it symbolizes her, and that how the experiment would go and how she died.
Okay. Yeah, because the same thing happens to her as happens to the flower, right?
Yeah.
The curtains is my girl walking on.
It's another your statement.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All right, so the plant very much represents Georgiana, and the plant is, of course, it's nature, right? And Almer the man of science, he has to take this thing of nature, this emblem of nature, and he has to do his test on it, and this whole deal, give it the elixir, start treating it lot going on with that. So lots of symbolism, absolutely, that the plant symbolizes, well, it probably symbolizes several things if you really stop and think about it, but certainly it symbolizes, Georgiana. So, all right, what was your second question?
Other than being a manger, most perfect life, why is only how to rid Georgiana of the birthmark? Because it's the forward main thing. And so I said that he wanted to remove it because he wants to feel like he like assaulted her and harmed her. And then I said it's shown by like his self-embarrassment of that like big mailing or something. And he had a sculpted like woman of statue or something that was brought to life. And then it would be that he was on like the same level as him.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, he certainly comes off as kind of being a jerk, that's for sure. But he's he is very much a man of science, and we know that right from the very beginning, the latter part of the last century, where he was a man of science. An eminent proficient in every branch of natural philosophy, which is what that they used to call science, natural philosophy is what that means, it's the same thing. So his need to perfect any and everything that he finds to be, imperfect. He has to, it's like, I guess, kind of almost a compulsion with him that he has to do that, and he has to try to make everything, what he perceives to be perfect. Of course, if you think about it, that's just his opinion of what is perfect. And certainly what he felt to be something that marred Georgiana's beauty, he's the only one that thought that. No one else thought it. So the man of science having to perfect something. All right, good. We'll probably have just about enough time to maybe get to you ladies. Or, y'all were. Oh, okay, that's fine. Y'all want to go ahead and read yours?
I am the distant Amanda lost twice at the end of his journey. The first time he lost, he seems to be lost in the triumph that Georgiana spoke on to the vision. But after Georgiana died, he left again. The water he loved him the second time. The Amanda said in the story that Georgiana's boyfriend wouldn't have bothered him if he would have used her, but he left after she died because of the fact that Amy was going to
Okay. The experiment failed miserably. And so we talked about, okay, Almer, if he represents science, and what does Aminadab represent?
Good afternoon, everyone. We are all clear to resume our normal day. Thank you for your cooperation.
So if Almer represents science, what is Aminadab? What do you think he represents?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay, or, all those things, but romanticism. All right, so Aminadab
Everything.
would be representative of the age of reason, higher thinking. Remember the thinkers, the age of reason, it was all about head. Whereas the romantics, which would be very much represented by Aminadab, are about feeling, emotions. So Aminadab works with, he's an assistant to Almer, but Almer is the man of science. And Aminadab, and even in the way that they are both described physically, they are complete opposites. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, because they'll know about that. So anyway, if you will go ahead, if you haven't already put them on, well, that's all right. Just keep your questions. I'll make another, I need to run out something anyway for the next class. But bring those back tomorrow and we will finish up. Don't let me forget where we are. And we have some more things we need to talk about and go through. There's a lot to talk about with this story. So we'll conclude it tomorrow.
Wait, so you want us to keep